Hey YouTube, this is College Talk TV, and today I'll be doing a video on prayer in schools. And this will be coming from an atheist perspective. Now, as you clearly might already know, I don't think there should be religion in schools. I think that the Constitution is the law of the land, and we should follow the Constitution. And clearly, the Constitution establishes a separation of church and state doctrine through the First and 14th Amendment, and look at the Establishment Clause, which clearly states that there will be no official state recognized religion. And people, they just think that the Constitution is just the Second Amendment and that's it. No, it's a lot of amendments in the Constitution. So you might want to read up on it instead of just carrying in your pocket all the time. So let me start off by saying that one of the biggest things that people will try to invoke is our founding fathers and say that, our founding fathers were the type of Christians who went to church every Sunday. They were at bake sales every Wednesday. They were passing out Bibles on Fridays. No, they weren't. Our founding fathers were deists, and deism is basically a belief in a higher power. They don't not like no Christian higher power, but just a higher power who, in our scientific sense, the Big Bang. He did the Big Bang or whatever, and he made the universe like that. And then after that moment right there, he pretty much stepped back and let the natural world, follow nature or whatever, right? And that's what our founding fathers were. They were deists, and obviously, a lot of people think that our founding fathers were somehow a fundamentalist religious people. No, they weren't. They were actually pretty much anti-theists. I think they would be more anti-theist than I am. Look at James Madison. Religious bondage shackles and debilitates the mind, and it's unfit for every noble enterprise. Abraham Lincoln said, "The Bible is not my book, nor Christianity my profession." It is a fable that Jesus Christ is told in the New Testament, and the wild and visionary doctrine raised thereon, against which I contend the story taking it is told is blasphemously obscene. Now, this is Thomas Paine. Thomas Paine is one of our founding fathers who was probably most critical of Christianity. He also said, "I do not believe in the creed professed by the Jewish church, the Roman church, the Greek church, by the Turkish church, by the Protestant church, nor any church that I know of. My own mind is my own church. Each of these churches accuse other of unbelief, and for my own part, I disbelieve them all." He also said, "Of all the tyrannies that affect mankind, tyranny of religion is the worst." John Adams says, "This would be the best of all possible worlds if there was no religion in it." Ben Franklin said, "In the affairs of the world, men are not saved by faith, but by the lack of it." He said, "I looked around for God's judgments, but saw no signs of them." He also said that the way to see faith is to shut the eye of reason. And then in Bill Maher's movie, this is one of the funniest quotes he used by the founding fathers. Lighthouses are more useful than churches. Let's see, what else? Oh, Thomas Jefferson said that Christianity is the most perverted system that's ever shown to man. And then he also said, and the day will come when the mystical generation of Jesus, by the Supreme Being as his Father in the womb of a virgin, will be classed with the fabled generations of Minerva in the brain and Jupiter. But we may hope that the dawn of reason and freedom of thought in these United States will do away with all artificial scaffoldings and restore us to the primitive and genuine doctrines of the most venerated reformer of human errors. So they're pretty much saying that religion was pretty much one of our biggest mistakes. And for people to actually think that some of the most greatest minds in history would believe in talking snakes, and when they clearly in their quotes say that, yeah, organized religion in general, Christianity is all a bunch of BS, just reading their quotes pretty much shows you that. So stop using the founding fathers as some sort of Templar type deal thing. No, they were, in today's terms, it seems like atheists or agnostic at least. But moving on, now school prayer, there should be no school prayer, period. Even when it is in good attention, because let's say, and also this could lead to bullying. Let's say a certain student doesn't want to participate and everyone bowing their heads. That student can be bullied. Also, what happens if I have a certain prayer that I want to do that includes me putting on an African voodoo mask and putting like, sand on the floor or something and a pentagram and sacrificing a chicken, I don't know, like something like that. That could be my prayer. Would that be tolerated? I bet you it wouldn't be tolerated. And so why should we allow prayer of any religion in school? We should be in public schools teaching students, not prayer. When it's in between classes, they can pray. They can do whatever they want. In recess, lunch, they can pray, do whatever they want. But during school time, the state actually mandating there be time set aside for prayer is just downright wrong, and it goes against the Constitution. Look at the First and 14th Amendment, and tell me, and tell me why we should have that after reading the First and 14th Amendment. The Constitution is not a book that you just put in your pocket and say, look at the Second Amendment. No, there's more than just the Second Amendment. And it's very unfortunate. So that's my video on prayers in schools. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment. Have a nice day.